The problem we have is wheel lockup. If you'll look here, the equalizer is up against the frame. We see this every day, all day. When that happens, that can also cause bouncing. Have you ever had one or two of your wheels lock up when applying the brakes on your tandem axle trailer? This is something that I see quite a bit of. We have a lot of people that experience this. It's something that we usually can diagnose pretty quickly. Many times it's not expensive to repair. It's usually a simple fix and you can get you back on the road. Sometimes it's just a little training. So if you've experienced that, or to maybe keep you from experiencing that in the future, we're going to talk about that today and see if we can get to the bottom of it. Well, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Hope you're like me. Hope you got you a dozen pair of tube socks with the red and blue stripes on the top and some new undies. Hey, you just can't beat that at my age. That's just what you get for Christmas, isn't it? We're going to talk about a question that I get asked a lot, something that we see, just people going on the highway. I see this, and it may not be the issue happening at that point, but I know it's going to happen. There's other ways to look at it. So we're just going to kind of cover the most common causes of this. We're going to give you some other scenarios that are a little more complicated. How cost effective it is to repair. Sometimes it doesn't cost much at all, if anything, but it can be costly if overlooked and unaddressed. So let's jump into it. We have I think this is a 14-foot trailer tandem axle, and that's really the only time you're going to see this issue if you're on a tandem, triple axle, or larger. Single axles usually don't have brakes. If they do have brakes, it usually won't happen, usually just in your tandem and triples. So on this trailer here, the problem we have is wheel lockup, and that wheel lockup is caused from the brakes locking up. Had someone ask a question here a while back. They have one brake locking up on a regular basis. What could be the cause of that? The number one cause, in my opinion, from what I see, is improper ride height at the hitch of the trailer. So that means you're pulling too tall in the front. You could pull too low and cause the back wheel to lock up. Not likely. It's usually from being too tall in the front. What happens is when you're too high in the front, you're putting more pressure on the back axle, and this is a standard suspension axle, so it's a spring suspension. We're going to talk about torsion here in a minute, but on the spring suspension, you are putting more weight on this back axle, so therefore the tire has more surface contact area, whether it be gravel, whatever surface you're pulling on. If you'll look here, the equalizer is up against the frame. We see this every day, all day, whether it's coming through the shop or going down the highway. When that happens, that can also cause bouncing. This tire here is touching the ground. If you see me roll it, it's moving both tires, but it is not touching the ground as much as this one. There's not as much force on the front tire. It is better because it does have an equalized suspension. With that, it does put some weight on there. But what happens is when you're going on the road, especially unloaded, you know, and if you're like me, I'll be pulling a load. I'll have my brake controller on 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it may be, unload it, and then I'll forget to bring my gain back down on the controller, so I'm still running it as if I'm loaded. I'll hit the brakes and I'll skid a front tire, or I'll skid both tires on there. And that's the main culprit, is running too high, nosed up in the front. We have a video on that shows you how to measure your trailer and go through the proper ride height. Now, that being said, we see this most common on torsion suspension because there is no equalization between the two axles. You have independent suspension. You technically have four-wheel independent suspension. And if you're too high on the front, that front tire is really not doing nothing. And if you hit the brakes, it will cause it to lock up. It can start skipping on itself, just depending on if you have any bounce, if you're loaded or unloaded. And what happens, you'll flat spot that tire. Once that tire is flat spotted, you're going to need to replace it. It's just going to cause severe vibration, which is going to affect your bearings, could affect your brakes, your running gear on there. So you're going to need to address that. So in my opinion, the number one cause is improper ride height on the trailer. You need to address that every time you hook up, unless you're using the same hitch, same trailer, same load on a regular basis. Once you get it set, you pretty well know it. But if you ever have to change that, modify that in any way, check your ride height. You can be about 1 inch high on the front preloaded. Once you're loaded, you want to try to keep it pretty level, especially on the torsion axle. Those need to be almost perfectly level when traveling loaded or unloaded. This is not the only cause for that, and it can just cause one wheel lockup, or you can have two wheel lockup. The other cause for this and it could be associated with the nose up in this scenario, is improper brake adjustment. Maybe you've put your own brakes on, or maybe you had a shop put their own brakes on, or maybe you've bought a new trailer. Your brakes may not be properly adjusted, they may not be adjusted at all, or they may not be burnished in and they need to be adjusted. You may have one grabbing a little better than the other one. That is very common. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not abnormal. It just needs to be addressed. So if you do your own brake job, you need to set every one of them the same. And you can get them close. You're not going to get them perfect. Then once you burnish them in, and you can check our burnishing video out on that in the description below, then you're going to need to do another adjustment. Even if it's got self-adjusters, I'm going to recommend you do that, because what will happen, you may have one that's just working a little harder than the others, and what's going to happen, that one's going to lock up, it's going to cause skip, it's going to ruin your tire, and then you're going to have to go buy you a new tire. What we see a lot of times, you'll have a flat spot on the tire and they won't replace the tire and they just keep going with it, and it's going to cause you some grief. Just go ahead and bite the bullet, get the tire replaced, and try to get it replaced before you start wearing the tread down the other. So that brings up another question. Something I see a lot of, whether it's on tandem duals, single axle trailers, tandems, singles, triple singles, is different size tires. We're not talking ST or LT or XYZ or any of that. We're just talking about just whatever we got laying around, let's put them on there. You may have one tire that's 31 inches tall, and then you may have one that's 27 inches tall. On a torsion axle trailer, that is going to cause you a headache because they're different heights. Say you have a blowout, and say your tires are, you're almost to the may pop position. You're almost down to the wear bars. You've got them dudes worn down and you have a blowout and you only replace one tire. Well, that tire is going to be quite a bit taller than your other three tires, or at least the one next to it. So it's going to be a different height than on a torsion axle trailer. That's going to cause you some grief. It could cause you some lockup, and it could also cause you some suspension on a suspension axle trailer that's standard. It can cause you some lockup as well. So make sure your tires are pretty much equal. I hate to tell you to do that. If you only need one tire, it's tough to buy a full set of tires, but if they're different heights, that's not a bad idea. But we'll see trailers come in all the time that I have 235s that may have a 225 on it, just kind of a mixture. Every once in a while we'll even see it in the 6-lug world, where they'll have a 15 and a 16-inch wheel, which doesn't hurt anything, but the tire heights will be totally different. They just maybe put a spare on or whatever they've got. That is also another very common issue of wheel lockup. Now, another scenario you may only have one or two brakes working. You may have a broke wire, you may have a shorted out magnet. Now, I will tell you, most of the newer vehicles, if you have something going on in the brake system, if you have a magnet that's shorted out or broke wire, many times the truck will just disconnect that. It's not going to allow it. It's going to give you a warning code that says, hey, trailer disconnected, and none of the brakes are going to work. If you have an older vehicle, or if you have an aftermarket controller, sometimes those controllers will still continue to work and they will supply power to the brakes that are working. But let's say you're running high in the front and only your front axle is hooked up, or maybe you have an older trailer and you only have brakes on the front axle. That's how they did it back in the old days. You're running too high in the front and you hit your brake controller, it's going to lock those up, because again, there's not enough pressure on that front axle because you're running too high. So the first thing I'm going to tell you, if you're having one wheel lock up, is check your ride height. If your ride height is good, you need to jack the trailer up and check to make sure every brake is working. Have somebody hit the controller, make sure every wheel is locking up. And then if you find one there that's not locking up, then obviously that's a problem. After you've done that, check the brake adjustment in there. You need to adjust every one of them, and you need to make them equal. One other scenario could be, maybe your brakes are all working. You've kind of got a brake adjustment, but there could be one that's working better. Maybe you've replaced a couple of the drums and brake assemblies. Some of them are older. You may have your brake controller too aggressive. You may be running it too high. I'm surprised all the time of people that tow that have no idea that you have to adjust the brake controller yourself, that it's not autopilot, that it doesn't do it for you. Once you set your gain, yes, it kind of does it for you. It works off of inertia. So if you have it set on 5, and you're slowing down, it's not going to send all 5 volts back. No, it's going to work off inertia. But if you have that dude on 10 and you're one of these people that you wait until the last minute to stop, it's going to run 10 volts back there, and it's going to be hard on your brake. So check your brake gain. If you have an old controller, maybe you're one of them old school guys like me and you're running something like a Taconcha 9030 that has just a dummy light on it that turns either from green to red or from green to amber, those have a separate level control. So you have a level control, and then you also have your brake gain. Your brake gain is what sends power. Your level control is what gives you aggressive or non-aggressive braking. Many times I'll have somebody come in and say, hey, my 9030 is not working. They'll have the level turned all the way off in the wrong direction, so they're not getting anything, or that's the only knob they see, because that is the first one you see if you're getting into the vehicle. It's going to be on the left-hand side looking down at the controller. The level is out of adjustment. That level is just for aggressive braking. Most of the time, most of the guys I see, they just run that all the way up and then they adjust their brakes basically off of the gain on the right-hand side. So if you have an old controller, that could be a possibility. But really the main causes of this is going to be too high in the front, especially on the tandem axle. Could have a broke wire, one brake is not working, two brakes are not working, or you only have one brake that's working, the other three are not, and it's locking up. It's doing all the work. You have improper tire size. Again, like I said, it's shocking how many times we see that, especially on tandem duals. Sometimes we'll see a tandem dual come in, it's got two different heights. The inner dual or the outer dual won't even be touching the ground. That can cause some serious overheating issues and cause tire explosion, catastrophic failure on that. If you have a load on that, you know, just use your imagination on what can happen with that. But usually it's something very simple. If you're having one wheel lock up or two wheel lock up, it's usually ride height, something along that. So don't freak out, just stop what you're doing, check those. If it's something beyond that, you may need to take it into a shop. They may need to do a better diagnosis. You may have a bunch of crap gunked up inside that brake drum. You may have not serviced it. It may have been forever. You have a bunch of brake dust or grease in there, it can get gummy and it can actually lock up when not applying any brakes, or when you give it brakes, it's just going to completely lock up. So hopefully that answers any questions you may have about brake lockup. And if you haven't experienced that, always keep that in mind. You know, it's always good to look. It's always good to go check your tires. If you stop, check for, you know, if you get one hotter than the other to see if it's, you know, it could be a brake or bearing issue. Check for flat spots. Got a flat spot, replace it. We'll leave some video links in the description below that talk about the other things that we talked about in the video as far as ride height and all those. We'll also leave some brake adjusting tool in there if you've never done that. If you've never adjusted your brakes, check out our video on that. That's something you need to get good at, something you need to put on your schedule and do it on a regular basis per manufacturer recommendation on that. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, video ideas, be sure to leave those in the description below, and we will see you soon.